Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. My name is Joe M, and today I wanted to talk about customer ratings. Um, the reason why I say wanted, as in I wanted to do this instead of we are going to do this, is that I wanted to talk about it in a sense of you getting better customer ratings. And yes, there are a lot of things you can control about that. And while I was doing that, I was looking into the DoorDash website. Like, what can we pull from the website, what they tell you, as opposed to what it actually is. And honestly, I read this and I just started laughing because some of these things are just ridiculous. But before we go too deep into my own humor, let's get started on reading this first article, how we're collecting data on ratings. So, how DoorDash is collecting customer ratings from customers to about you as a driver. So, let's look at this. In the ratings tab of your Dasher app, you may see more detailed ratings feedback from customers along several dimensions, including communication, followed delivery instructions, order handling, and friendliness. Several dimensions. All four of those things are dimensions, by the way. For the DC universe, nah. The Marvel universe, nope. If you want to go Star Wars, Star Trek, nope. We got to go to the communication dimension, the delivery instructions dimension, the order handling dimension, and the friendliness dimension. But with all seriousness, those are the four things we can actually control. I just find it so funny that they called it a dimension. They're them dimensions. You can almost tell that someone in the Philippines where they hire their Dasher support team is basically running their blogs too. When customers select 5 stars, they have the option to provide additional details. Positive comments will show up as a by category in the customer feedback section of your ratings tab. So if you go in your ratings tab, you can click the customer rating side and you can actually see what people are talking about you. Um they implemented that late last year, I think. It was December some odd. If a customer selects 4 stars or fewer, then they have the option to select what element of the delivery they can improve that could be improved. So, to be clear, I'll skip down to this really quick. If you get 5 stars, they tell you everything you did right. If they do anything less than 5 stars, being 4 stars or less, they talk about everything you did wrong. This is similar to how with Chili's or a lot of these like mainstream chains, if you actually ask their waiter or waitresses how they feel about their rating system, it's detrimental. Because for them, it's you get a 5 star rating or as you get 100 or a 0. And if you get a 0, you lose shifts. Now DoorDash says they don't mess with you actually getting orders, but honestly, we know what they do. They have been known to lie, so I wouldn't be too surprised if they messed with that too. But who am I to say? These selections will be shown up as red thumbs down. So they're not even like telling you they're not even giving them a chance to say, "Hey, you know what? They did all this right. They're just this thing that they're doing is just 100% wrong." Um in most cases I don't get 4 stars. I would get 3 stars every now and then. And I would get a 1 star from that troll that always orders and just doesn't like me for some reason. But that guy doesn't show up very often. I kind of picked up on that. This additional detail is intended to help Dashers understand both positive and constructive feedback. Um, yeah, I mean, it is constructive to a point. Like, yeah, communication, instructions, order handling, friendliness. That is actually very true, and all of these can be constructive. The article of making ratings more actionable is kind of just a puff piece on how they made the app better. But they can't even make a GIF that is remotely accurate to how it actually is. Like, first of all, it's not a recording seen on an iPhone. It is 4.5 going to a 4.64, like as soon as you click it, so it's not even the same ratings. They're assuming that the first 100 delivery ratings that you receive are within the first 100 order ratings you do. That's another thing. Just because a customer can rate you doesn't mean they will. Which is why all these gimmicky things you see online, like send memes or do whatever, yeah, it's all fun. And I understand that. Oh, make sure you have a lot of straws and put little candy bags in the other thing. You see a lot of these things on YouTube. Some of them are really gimmicky, and it doesn't make sense to do as someone who's driving for DoorDash because you're pandering for ratings. It's kind of like pandering for people to smash the like button and subscribing. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense to go too far beyond for what changing the quality of, well, don't compromise the quality of your work for gimmicks is what I'm trying to say. I love how, if you actually read some of these ratings and how this works, I just want to take a second and watch this. Like, go on time early. That's not even accurate. That it could be for your first 100. That, I don't know. Above and beyond, fantastic driver. I messed up the address and they still delivered it to me with a smile. I love how they're trying to force you to do certain works that, we'll put it this way, customers don't typically take that kind of order ownership in quotes from customers. That's first of all. Second of all, that would most likely get excluded, and we'll talk about that in a second. And third, DoorDash is supposed to provide a half pay. Well, they were supposed to provide half pay. I think they just took it away now. But they used to provide a half pay when this first came out. They're trying to make it so, oh, you can get better ratings if you just go to the other address without asking us. Yeah, we both know what they actually do, and that's a whole lot of nonsense. Those subliminal messaging. When will I see it? Yeah. Oh, so I was right. December 2020. Yeah, nothing else is really here. This is just a puff piece. But what kind of ratings do they exclude? I love reading this because what if you get rated on something that you can't control, right? Here's what they rate you. Here are some of the things they rate you on that you can't control, that they will exclude. Long wait times at restaurants that are greater than 10 minutes. So if you're waiting for like 9 minutes and 59 seconds and you say, get going, that rating is going to be excluded. That rating will not be excluded. But if it's 10 minutes or more, like greater than 10 minutes, or even not even 10 minutes itself, it's greater than 10 minutes, long wait times at restaurants will be excluded. Which I feel like sometimes a lot of people would unassign first because they have multiple apps and that's what they do. Missing or incorrect items when bags are sealed. As a reminder, merchants and customers request that you do not open any sealed bags you receive. Some customers may request that, but you're not supposed to. Like, you do not risk that at all. I don't risk your account for opening a sealed bag. But yeah, it is up to the merchant to make sure you get everything. And also be cool enough to ask the merchant if this is everything. Like, hey, is this everything? Yes. You sure? Yep. Okay. Have a good day. If the customer asks, hey, where's my drink? Listen, the merchant said this is everything. So I'm sorry if you didn't get it. You might want to contact DoorDash about that. When the delivery is already expected to be greater than 15 minutes late when you accept it. 10 minutes late is when they start what is it? The violations. Like, extreme lateness violation start when you are about to be greater than 10 minutes late. So instead of giving you a bad rating, they just give you a violation, which is just totally wrong in my opinion. Because let's be honest, sometimes it really does take that long for us to get the order because, well, either the customer didn't tip properly, or DoorDash is just being DoorDash, or again, this is another one when multiple dashers before you unassign, causing you to be greater than 15 minutes late. If multiple dashers before you unassign your order, I question if that order is even worth doing. That's really going to be up to you. When the delivery is late due to multiple batched orders, 3 or more. Batched orders are typically 2. So if you're doing one that's 3 or more, being Walmart orders or flowers, 1-800-Flowers, or whatever, that's when they'll exclude it. 2 or more because they wanted to save money and they wanted to pin that on you, the cost on you. Nope. 3 or more. Extreme weather conditions. Snowstorm. I think this should have been elaborated more. I think hurricanes and tropical storms and heavy rains that cause traffic are some things that should be included within this. I think it's a little wrong that the only thing that's mentioned is snowstorm. Uniquely challenging delivery situations related to protests. Customer rating, acceptance rating, and completion. And I just wanted to note something. This was included after the George Floyd incident in 2020, and I understand why they put it there like this. But uniquely challenging delivery situations happen more than just protests. What about just public events? Oh, there's a parade or a public event that's actually closing off roads. That's something that should be included in here. I'm sorry. It's just a little annoying to me. System-wide outages. So whenever DoorDash screws up and they decide to actually take ownership, which they never do, including acceptance and completion rate. System-wide outages are something that's going to happen on DoorDash no matter what. They aren't going to upgrade their system properly. They don't have the integrity to take ownership of these things. And I'm just find it so funny that they know that their system sucks so bad that they include it in their what they exclude section, and they are the same people that claim they have the highest quality app in all of the marketplace right now. And again, you can go through the troubleshooting guide. These adjustments happen automatically. Thank you for your continued efforts to serve customers. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, another few things that I would like to mention is, why doesn't my overall rating go up when I complete a great delivery? Not all customers are going to rate you, and that's just a reality. it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing, because at the same time, a customer that leaves a great delivery may not like accepts a great delivery may not rate you, but at the same time, a customer that doesn't leave a rating, even though it wasn't what they wanted it to be, whether it's really bad or just under their expectations, and they won't leave a rating either. There's just what is it, like 1 in 5 people will actually make a rating for you, and I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of cool with that. But in any case, be a genuinely friendly person. Communicate where you can, excuse me. Also, another thing about communication, if you don't reach out telling them you're on your way, that's fine. But if they reach out to you, don't ghost them. Ghosting is like the worst thing you can do, because that's going to destroy your ratings. Follow delivery instructions if they're clear enough. Just do what they tell you. Don't ring the bell. We have a baby. Don't ring the bell. Don't knock. Just leave it at the door. Hand it to customer. If they meet you outside, just like, hey, whatever. Here you go. Someone's excited to get their food. Blah blah blah. Be friendly. And that's, I think, the only thing that I would add. No matter what, always remember this. Always smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.